All right. So, well, what this is stemming from for me is I am still continuing to use Scipio, and I've now moved into like the second stage of the test group, which they're now Beachbody corporate is testing Scipio, and they've put together a beta test group with several, like there's like top coaches in there. There's coaches on every level. And through that, I met a girl named Bria Evanson, and she is, really in a very similar position to me as far as where we're at in our businesses. She is, a 5-star plus diamond. She's been actually 4 times elite. However, she was at leadership. She's never had someone achieve the same level as her in her business. So she's got like 1 stars, 2 stars, but no one has ever duplicated what she's done or been able to build it, to like a 6-figure income, like what she's done. And, I have the same, my story is the same. And she's been around for 6 years, and she had a period where she was feeling very discouraged like me and kind of taking a step back and trying to assess what is it that I'm doing that isn't working. And because, I'm going to flip the script on that. I think I shared that story with you guys in the team page on a video about how I had this coach who signed up with me in 2016. And, I tried really hard to build a relationship with her because she was local. I invited her to my home. I took her out to lunch. I met her son. She met my animals. I mean, I was doing like everything in my power to make sure that the relationship was developed and not just that I was, using her to be my coach that was going to get me all these things. But I'm sure energetically there was still stuff with me that I needed to work on to get to that level of not being a user, because at that time I really was. So anyway, it was our relationship was being built, and then all of a sudden I got a coach cancellation form from her, and she didn't say anything to me. She didn't bring it up, nothing. I got the email that you get when somebody cancels. And I was like, wow, that's weird, and I thought maybe it was a mistake. And I messaged her and I'm like, hey, I just got this coach cancellation. Like, what's up? I think they made a mistake. And she's like, oh no, like, I hate it. I don't like it. This is not for me. It's way too salesy, blah, blah, blah. Like all these reasons why she didn't want to do it. Okay, no problem. I felt a little like hurt that she didn't, let me know, because I was like building a relationship with this girl. We were hanging out. And then I still continued, even though despite, feeling hurt or whatever, I still remained open always that she could come back. I never closed the door. I wasn't rude. I was just like, okay, no problem. It's not for you. I even suggested to her at one point, she's like, oh, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do my own thing. And I was like, okay, maybe you'd be better doing like essential oils or something. Maybe that would be a better business for you. Maybe you should look into like one of the essential oil, businesses. And she's like, no, I just don't like that business model. Like, she did not believe in network marketing and was like, no, like, I don't want anything to do with it. And she's a nurse too. So that's why we connected, and also in recovery. So anyway, I, recently saw a post of hers that she had her coming out coach post. And meanwhile, she's been my client since then, and she's remained using Beachbody on demand. She wasn't in a challenge group. I kept inviting her and she always said no. And I saw her coming out coach post, and I thought maybe she had done like health coaching or, because like I said, she hated Beachbody. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, congratulations. Like, what are you doing? And turns out that she signed up with a top coach. She, changed herself over to being with the top 10, like 6 or 7 or 8 time top 10 coach. So she did like coaching. She just didn't like coaching with me. And I've been struggling with that, because now I've seen her pop up on my Facebook a couple of times, and she's been the top producer. Like last 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, she was the top producer in her top coaches downline, because they do those, like top producers, like 10, she was number 1. So obviously she had the belief and she had the skills, and she obviously could be successful. She just couldn't do it with me. So I really had to explore that, and I really had to look at myself, and I'm like, okay, and it's bringing up an insecurity in me. It's bringing up a, like, I'm not good enough story. Like, what did I not do for her? Like, how did I not get her to this level? What is wrong with me? Just to do introspection. And also there's like this whole scarcity thing that I've been looking at. Do I believe that she's the only coach that can succeed out there, and now I don't have her, and now I'm not going to succeed as a coach? And I've been exploring all of that. And through that, I'm not going to say it's been easy, because it's definitely left me like feeling very discouraged at times, and feeling like, sorry, my phone was updating and it finally went through, and feeling like, okay, just having to let it go. I'm really working on letting that go, because it doesn't matter. It's over. It's done. It's done. Like, there's nothing more I can do about it except reflect and see where I can improve. So I told Bria the story, and she's like, "Oh, I totally get it." Like, she had someone that joined, like, Jamie. She's from Canada, so Jamie and the Fitzpatricks are a really strong, successful Canadian team, and I guess they signed up someone who was like a really good coworker friend of hers that she knew, that she just never invited, and that ended up being the top producer on their team, and she never sent the invite. So I'm like, okay, well, what, we started talking, and I'm like, let's talk about, and this leads into what I'm going to talk about today. Why? Like, why are all these other coaches succeeding into these levels and we are not? Like, what's the disconnect between, ourselves and them? Because we know we have the ability to do it. We're not stupid. Like, we're working, we're putting in time. I mean, there's no difference between them and us. And you know what I feel that it is? The biggest thing is belief. That's what it is. It's the belief system. It's mindset. Because I see this coach that was with me that now signed up with like a top coach, and her belief is so strong that she's a top producer on this other team. But when she was with me, it wasn't there. And you know why? Because I didn't pour that belief into her. And I know that her coach is. And I'm not making myself wrong. I'm just seeing, where I can improve and how I can be better. No problem. That was 3 years ago. I'm a totally different person now than I was 3 years ago. And she never gave me the chance to be a different person for her. She just went, and even though I gave her a chance to be a different person for me, even though, she hurt my feelings, and I was always open to something being different. So anyway, we started talking about that, and Bria was like, I totally agree. And I know that's what it is, because I just see this they have this huge team, and everybody's like, they have this amazing culture, and you come onto the team and you feel like, I can do whatever she can do. And I don't think that feeling exists within our team, within our culture, within our tribe. I think that there's a lot of like disbelief, mostly with Beachbody as a coach anyway. And then I think because I'm, the leader, and I don't believe that I can successfully lead a coach to get to the level of what I got to, because I've never done it before. So because I don't have the physical evidence, it makes me believe that it's not possible for me. So when we talked about this, we decided to be success partners, Brianna and I, because we figure we can probably help each other, which is pretty cool. So we're going to meet once a week, which I just want to tell you, number one, just to talk again about success partners. If you don't have one, like, I highly recommend getting one that you talk to on a regular basis, and someone that can relate to where you're at in your business and who you are with your story. Because it felt so good to just sit there and talk to someone about the fact that someone that understood exactly what I'm feeling. Like, she went to leadership by herself. Every year I've gone to leadership by myself, and she felt much like an outsider at leadership, because everybody's teams are together and everybody's doing these things, and she had no one there with her. And she's very shy and introverted, so she didn't even go make friends. I mean, I would always be there with like a bunch of other coaches that didn't have a lot of their team there too. So I never felt like, I think she felt like really alone. So at the end of what I have found, success partnerships work the best for me, because when I was pushing for Elite the first year, I did have a success partner. And what we would do is we would meet once a week, and we would talk, and we would share ideas, and we'd talk about where we were at in our business. And at the end of the call, we would share 3 things that we wanted to do, like to hold each, like we wanted to do before the next call, to hold each other accountable. And on this call, I already gained so much value, because she's hitting like Success Club 20 every month and bringing in 5 new coaches, which is amazing. I'm not doing that, but she is not having any duplication. So they're coming in and they're all on board, but then they're not succeeding at like getting started and being successful in launching their businesses, which is how I was like 2 or 3 years ago. I was hitting like Success Club 20 to 40, and I was bringing on all these people, but then no one was, there was very few people that were actually even engaged in activity, and none that ever made it to the level of like, never created the same momentum and level of business within like leadership within their team. So, what we decided, what I said was, instead of like, let's work on all these trainings and do all these things, let's keep the 3 things that we're going to hold each other accountable to very simple. And what I said is, we need to work on building our belief. Because if we want to pour that belief into people, like, we have to have it, and it has to be unshakable. And right now mine isn't. It literally, like, you flip a light switch and it goes from I believe to I don't. So how can I expect that, you know, my people, you guys, or whoever is coming in contact with me, my clients, anybody new, is going to have that belief in themselves? Or even on my Instagram, on my social media, if I'm not fully there energetically and have that belief built, then how am I going to attract the people that are going to do the distance with me? So I decided a couple of things. Number one, I've had this journal forever, and I stopped using it. I used it for a little while. It's called the 5-minute journal, and it's literally really simple. Like, there's 3 things you're grateful for. What would make today great, and then you write a daily affirmation. And then at the end of the day, you write 3 amazing things that's happened and how you could make the day even better. So I've decided to, and I said this like a month ago, but I'm actually being held accountable to it, to doing it every day. To do this. This is going to be Beachbody only. So I'm only writing what I'm grateful for in Beachbody, because I realized the reason that I'm not having the belief in myself is because I'm spending way too much time in my mind and my brain and my thoughts and the things that aren't working and the things that aren't going well for me. And I'm not spending nearly enough time in the things that are positive and the things that are working and the things that are going well. And I know that, and I recognize that. So no problem. I'm not making myself wrong. I'm just trying to improve every day. So because I see that, I'm going to spend time every day writing things I'm grateful for. And the biggest thing that I've been grateful for is obviously the people. That's always what I'm grateful for. It's like for meeting Bria and knowing that there's someone that's in the same position that feels discouraged and is having issues. And, you know, my clients, like it's like Jonna, like having a new coach that's like excited and active in the business. I mean, because literally she's my only coach on this call. Everybody else is Stephanie's, you know, like, we're all on the same team, but like you all were recruited from Stephanie. Well, Stephanie, I'm sorry. I don't even think of Stephanie as my coach anymore, because she's like her own coach, you know, like you're like your own leader. You're like your own team, you know, it's like whatever. So I decided that this is going to be committed just to Beachbody only, writing things I'm grateful for, and working really on that mindset of spending more time thinking about the things that are going well and creating and cultivating more of that, and letting go earlier and sooner and more often of the things that are bringing me down, of the things that are negative and the things that are holding me back, because that's going to help me build belief. And I can't do, like I said, pour belief into other people. And I know that's why these other coaches are succeeding so well. It's not because they have some system that's crazy, that's awesome, that's better than ours. It's not that they are smarter than us. It's not that they're spending more time than us. They believe that they can. And that's the difference between someone who's going to succeed and be really successful and someone who's not. Because I'll tell you what, the coach that ended up going on this top coaches team, I asked her if she'd be willing to share the welcome letter that the top coach sent her, like the things that she's supposed to do to get started. There was nothing about it that was anything special. It literally was taken from the Beachbody, like, new coach. It was from Coach Basics. Beachbody made Coach Basics years ago, and it was like literally copy and paste word for word verbatim from Coach Basics from years ago. So it's not like they're getting some crazy awesome system. It's that they're coming onto this culture that builds instant belief that they can do this too, and they can build to be as successful as their top coach. All right, so that is number one. I'm going to, commit my gratitude journey to Beachbody. And then the second thing that I wanted to do, which I'm still going to do it in the team page, but I didn't want to overwhelm people, so I just did it in the challenge group for now, is creating a post and asking for stories. Because whenever people share their stories of their success, that always inspires me. Because when I'm just looking at myself and I'm looking at my business, it's very easy to be discouraged because it's all about me, and it's me focused. And this business isn't about that. It's about focusing on other people, helping them reach their goals. And, and when I get discouraged, I don't think of all the people that I actually have helped. I think of all the people that I'm not helping, all the people that I'm not attracting, all the people that I'm not bringing on board. So I made a post in the challenge group, and I asked people to share their stories, and I literally am going to take all those stories and I'm going to copy and paste them into a document, and I'm going to print that out, and I'm going to have it, here at my desk. And when I'm feeling discouraged and I'm feeling like shit and I'm about to go into my inviting or networking or whatever, I'm going to read that list and I'm going to get myself back to a positive mindset before I go out and try to attract people, because you attract the energy that you're putting out. So if you're going out with that negative mindset and you have the scarcity mentality and you're going in your Instagram and you're starting to do your work and you're in that frame of mind, who are you going to attract? You're going to attract other people that are in that frame of mind, and other people that have negative thinking, and other people that are not going to be able to go the distance with you in the business. So you've got to get to the place where you want to be first if you want to attract the people that are going to go with you. And then the third
thing, real quick, just on that token, I had an idea that goes with that. In your challenge group, because I thought about doing this in one of mine, creating a unit of stories or something that people can go to. I know in my group, somebody came up and was like, oh, everybody's fit here, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, are you serious, Clark? Like, do you see the other people posting? And so I've thought about, like, anytime somebody comes in and is vulnerable and shares a story where they're at, they're excited to change, putting that into a unit.
I love
to
that.
Be like, no, girl, I got a whole unit of people, like, or just anytime somebody comes in, so that you can see who are the people here, because you want to, like, this person is clearly just wanting to justify her excuses. So she's like, everybody's fit here. And I'm like,
yeah,
no, they're not. No, they're not.
I love that.
That's what you want to see. So now I go to the unit. You can meet everybody one by one and realize we're not alone. Like, so stop playing victim.
I love that.
Or just success stories. When somebody shares their, like, oh my God, I'm so proud, non-scale victory, unit, non-scale success stories.
But not only should you create the unit, but you should post to, like, encourage people to go to that unit often, because otherwise it's just going to sit there and it's not going to, it's not going to do anything. So I'm going to put that, I'm writing that down.
Like, I've actually, in my Facebook group, I've created units for, like, anytime I go live, like, I have nutrition corner, a fitness corner, and a mindset corner. So if somebody is struggling, like, go check out the mindset corner, find something that you're connecting with and listen to it. But I have those corners set up. Like, I love the units. I think it's a great way to just, anytime you have something inspiring that, like, really moved you, put it in the unit so you can easily grab it or guide someone to it, like you just said.
Exactly. And to piggyback off of that, it wouldn't just be like a one-time thing. Like, we'd have to encourage people to go see that unit often. And I'm sharing this with you guys from a vulnerable space and saying, like, this is where, we need improvement, but I'm not just sharing it with you to say, like, this is where I need improvement, because this is our team. Like, we're in this together. So the culture that's being created is not just on me, it's on every single one of us. Like, we are all leaders on this team. So if they're not getting that experience where they're coming on board and they're feeling, like, inspired and like they can do this, then that's on every single one of us right here, because we're all leading. So I know I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. We're stronger together. A lot of us don't have, hundreds of people that we're attracting every month like Stephanie. Stephanie's really the only person that brings on so many people every month, that her challenge group, she has her own separate thing. We are, I think, and always have, that we're stronger together, and we're stronger by, like, putting our people into that, bringing them into that culture and having them experience, like, wow, all these women are doing this. And I'm not talking about coaching. I'm talking about, like, the results. All these women are doing this. They're busy moms. They're busy this, they're that. I think we need to get more personal. And I think we need to show them, and we need to start building the belief in the people in that culture in the challenge group. And we need to do it together. Not just, it can't just fall all on my shoulders. And I understand everybody's busy, and, and I'm not a mom and I don't have kids. I get that. But if we want to build this business, then we have to take ownership of making and creating that culture together. Because I'll tell you what, that top leader, that top coach who's been a top coach 10 times or whatever it is that attracted this coach, it's not just her that is instilling that belief. And it's not just her energy that's making that new coach feel excited and like she can do this. It's the whole collective team. I know it because I see the way they're commenting on each other, and they're all like, there's a culture that there's a cohesiveness and a togetherness, and everyone is feeling responsible for making and improving that team, and for leading, and for making the team a success, and for instilling that belief in their new people. Even if it's not necessarily their coach that they attracted, it's their coach's coach, and they're instilling belief in her. And I know that she could post anything she needed in that team page and get whatever she wanted from anybody. And she just felt like she believed in herself. So we don't have that. So here's what I'm going to say. Like, we have to think about what we're going to do in our challenge group and how we're going to make it better. Because I know that we do post on a regular basis. We all do. We share our workouts. Well, not all of us, but we share our workouts or nutrition or a post here and there. But I think we need to get a lot more personal, which I've been trying to do. I've been making the shift. And I think we need to draw out more personal stories from other people too. And it needs to be on a regular basis, not just like, okay, I made this one post and now it's got 42 comments, which I think is probably the most comments we've ever had on any post in that challenge group. But like, it needs to be, so whether it's we assign somebody a week to lead, like I'm going to lead this week and this person's going to lead the next, or once a week we all put some type of post in there that gets people, we need to get people conversing in that, in that group. And it's not, but the thing is, it's not just about workouts. It's not just workouts. It's not just nutrition. It's like our stories. It's like who we are and why we're doing this, and the struggles we overcome and the challenges we overcome. And I know that starts with me. I know I need to do that, but I do feel that I've been better at sharing the last month or so, of being more consistent at going beyond just like, oh, I did my workout, like workout week 5, day 1, done. I felt stronger. Like, no, that's not going to inspire someone to be like, I want to be a part of this. I want to post in here. That's just like posting your workout. So it's like, we've got to lead, and we've got to draw out those people. And I think Stephanie does a really good job of that in her challenge group. And I think that's why she has so many people that upgrade from customer to coach, just so you know.
Well, I want to share like a post that I did recently in my group. I was following someone, and this quote said, "Breaking up with yourself is hard as fuck." I posted that in my group, and I said, "Are you still holding on to the old you? What thoughts run through your mind?" And I said, "This is not a rhetorical question. I want to hear from you." And I gave like examples of like things that people say, like, "Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm so uncoordinated. I'm too old." And I was like, okay, let's replace that with, and I added things that they should now be saying. But I make it clear, you guys are not asking a rhetorical question. I want to hear from you. And it's been awesome, the responses. When I do a live, at the end of every live in my group, I'm like, you guys, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your shares. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your feelings. Like, this is not a group run by me. And so I'm like constantly saying, I want to hear your voice. And I think that being like on that is helpful. Like, I know you guys said that you don't do a lot of lives in the group. Have you started that? And I talk a lot about mindset, but anybody can buy a program. We all know that. It's mindset. And so we're talking about those things. And when I hear a struggle from someone, I talk about it. People talking about like, people making fun of them, or, a lot of backlash when you start making changes and other people don't want to make the changes. Like, we talk about that. So I'm talking a lot in the groups about real issues that aren't the program and aren't the nutrition, but are the struggle of the mindset around it. That's why people struggle to stay connected. Something that really stuck out to me recently was how many people say, well, I tried this, I tried that, and I tried this. Have you tried a lifestyle change? Oh, no. Like, these are things that I point out. It's mindset. So maybe talking about those, but being like, I'm asking. Like, I'm not up here talking to hear myself talk. I want to hear from you guys. And I make it clear that your shares help you guys, like, shine a light on what's really going on. Staying hidden in the corner is just going to allow that fear to grow. But come out and realize you're not alone. Like, what you fear, your thoughts, your feelings, 50 other people have, but everybody's staying quiet because we're so afraid that we're alone in our thoughts. You're not. So come out of the woodwork. This group is not a one person running group. You guys create the group. I want to hear from you.
Yeah, that's exactly what, and we need to collectively do a better job of that. So whether it's maybe what we do is, I don't necessarily think every single day has to be, this engaging post that's getting everybody to comment, because like that just won't happen. But I would think at least once or twice a week, we need to have something that's getting people to comment, because the way groups work
Why
on.
not? You just shut it down. Why not? I mean, would you be upset if everybody was engaging every day?
No, I wouldn't.
But you just shut it down. So change
I
your
don't
mindset.
mean I don't mean like not having everybody engage every day. I just mean we don't have to have this like crazy, like this big post, It doesn't have to be that big. It could just be simple things, that people are engaging on.
Yeah.
Is there
No, I
any
agree with that. But it
kind
came
of
like, we don't have to have engagement every day. Let's just shoot for 2 days a week. No, shoot for engagement every day. And it can be something simple.
Yeah. I didn't mean that. I just meant like this, like super, like, I don't know. The post was like more, it was different. It wasn't something I could come up with every day. It just wasn't, it was more like a vulnerable post that was asking for people's stories. So it can't be something like that every day, but I'm not saying it can't be something engaging every day. Just, Diana, you were going to
Yeah, it
say?
could be something that's like, how did you push out of your comfort zone today? I want to hear from you. Comment below and be proud. Bam. Simple post.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Diana?
What's a new habit that you changed today? Did you get up and have water first thing in the morning? This is the start to a lifestyle. Share something that you're proud of, and, start building that empowerment of like, even the little things matter. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do, but making it clear, like, I want to hear from you guys, be proud of what you're doing and say it out loud, because your ears inspire others.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we need to work on, and I know I need to work on for myself for sure. Diana was going to say something, so.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in because I've kind of been going through a funk, and it's been very hard, and I'm struggling, and I'm just trying to get over the mindset that I'm in. And I've been trying to do personal development, but I just feel like, sorry guys, I'm comparing myself to others, and it's been very hard for me. And I think my biggest problem is I want to help as many people as possible, but I don't have that mindset like everyone else. I just feel like I'm like failing and I don't want to feel that way. And I just feel like sometimes it's easier for other people to talk and like say how they want to like portray it to people, but it's not as easy for me. And I just feel like that is my biggest struggle.
Well,
first of all, thank you for sharing. And I would like to dig deeper as to what specifically you feel that you are failing at, like get even deeper and, try and share it. Something that I've noticed, because I do have a coach in my app community and her posts are amazing, but she's like paralyzed when it comes to her own page. And what I've noticed is I think she's so open in my group, and it's like coach-like post, because there's no like attachment. She's not trying to sell. It doesn't matter if somebody wants something from her. She's just being herself, and it's a freeing post. And I was like, you need to take that mindset to your page. Take away the sale. Take away that I'm posting to get something from this, and just share. And I don't know why my screen just did that, but Marissa stopped me.
Has she been freezing for you guys the whole time, or no?
Can you not hear me?
Has she been frozen the whole time? Or?
We can hear.
Okay.
I hear her voice, but her face freezes.
Yeah, your video is frozen the whole time. I can hear everything.
Okay, that happened to me with you. I could hear you, but I couldn't see you. But yeah, like what I've noticed is on her page, she has this like attachment to, I need to make a sale off of this, versus just be yourself. Because in my group, her posts are insanely amazing and inspiring because she doesn't have that attachment. So if you can shift that when you're posting to your page and just take away the sale, just take away that there's like a hidden agenda, and just be you. Because Diana, you're amazing. You're awesome. and you're super inspiring. So just take that weight off your shoulder that there's an attachment to what you want to put out.
This is what we talked about last week on the team call. We totally talked about this. Were you there? Were you there? Yeah, it's totally like, is like taking off that pressure of saying it the right way, you know, to get people to engage and just sharing.
What do you feel you're failing? Like be specific, get deeper. What do you feel you're failing?
Other room. Ellie's fussing quickly. I think my biggest issue is I'm just comparing myself to others, and I shouldn't be doing that. And I think
Stop looking at them. Stop looking.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, but I follow Steph because she is my coach, for one. And you're always so inspiring, and like you always have something good to say, and everyone can relate, and you have the right wording. And it's like, I can't. I can't just come up with something on the fly. Like, I think that's my biggest issue. Like, I can't think of something that will relate, and like the wording, like I'm trying my hardest to like go on YouTube and like find ways that coincide with like how it's me and not being other people, you know what I mean? Like the wording and everything. But I think the hardest thing for me is to kind of put something out there that's so inspiring every single day that my mind just kind of like jumbles everything, and it just kind of like, it's like mush. And
you need to stop watching all these people. You need to stop. Yeah. Just stop.
You guys, my shares come from groups. Come from challengers and what I see. And so, you know, if you're in your own challenge groups and you're seeing the struggles that that's my shares, you guys. My shares are literally coming from your words.
But the thing is, my challengers, they don't hardly, like, they're working out. I have maybe 2 that are actually posting, and it's not anything to really, like, and I've held conversations with them, but their posts aren't anything to, like, make stories out of. And that's the hardest thing, like, starting out so fresh and new. Like, I have a smaller group, so like I don't have that, and that's why I joined Marissa's team page to get some of that. But it's almost like it's always the coaches posting, and it's not as many challengers. Like there's a couple that do, but it's not like your group stuff. Like, and I'm not saying that we don't have a lot of people in these groups, but it's always the same people posting.
Yeah. So what if you asked questions? What if you started asking, like, you know, what has you scared to want to post privately? Like, I want to be able to help more people, and hearing your answer is going to help you, but then I can share it and help more people. Like, start asking, you know, where people are at, or even asking on your page, you know, have you ever joined a gym and you didn't show up? I honestly want to hear this because I want to help you. If you want to privately message me, okay. Have you ever started a program and after day 1, you thought you weren't, like, whatever, like, start asking the questions and get feedback from others. And then you can formulate ideas and shares of value to, you know, the masses.
And I honestly, Diana, 2 things. Well, a few things, but first of all, Mercury's in retrograde right now. I feel like everybody is like losing their shit. Everybody that I talk to is feeling this way. So you're not alone. Everybody's going through it right now, I swear. But secondly, also, like, I realized this morning, I woke up at 6:30 because now I'm an early riser, and I was like dreaming about Beachbody, and I was like, I woke up like thinking about, you know, why am I being a coach? And, you know, I was trying to, like, okay, I need to write this down. So I was really like inspired when I woke up, and I started like typing on my phone. My arms were falling asleep. And, I like took a break from that. I like paused from that. And then I started scrolling on Instagram, and I seriously lost my, like, the fire that I had for like my inspiration. And I'm like, damn it. So what they're saying is true. Like, I was curious what was going on. I started looking at what was going on, and I lost my flow, and I lost like my train of thought of what I was so inspired by when I don't know, when I dreamt or when I woke up this morning. So I'm like, okay, so that is important to, like, I do think it might be time right now maybe to like recenter yourself and bring yourself back to why are the things that you're doing every day making you feel good when you weren't doing them back in the day, how you didn't feel as good. And just remember the things you're doing are impacting your life in a positive way. And remember that that's what drove you to want to share it and help other people get inspired like that in the first place, because you felt those results and you felt the uplifting and excitement and benefits and emotional improvements in your life through what you were doing. And that's what inspired you to want to get other people to do that, because you knew what it did for you and how it could help others, and kind of like just bring it back to basics again, without getting overwhelmed of all the things you could do, because there's a million things you could do. The list is unlimited of what you could do, you know?
Totally. I love all that. And that's like the perfect share about like scrolling and then you lose your momentum because you started scrolling and looking at other people. So I'm going to give you a couple things to write down to do. Number one, stop following these people. If Stephanie is like making you feel, I mean, I love Stephanie, but if she's making you feel like she's so inspiring and you're not, and you can't do that, stop following her. Stop watching her videos. Stop. I'm being serious. Anything that is not serving you, take it out of your life. Stop following all the Beachbody coaches that are making you feel like you're not doing enough and you're not good enough, because I truly stopped. I stopped. Yeah, sure. Could I learn something from the way they post and teach me how to post? Yeah, sure. Great. But I could also learn a lot more when I believe in myself and I'm just home and I'm journaling, you know? So stop following those people. Number two, if you can, stop scrolling news feeds. Like take Instagram or Facebook, log out. Log out of your account when you're not using it, when you're not actually building a business on it. Just log out. So when you go to your phone and you go to look on Instagram, you're like, shit, I'm not even logged in. Okay, I'm not going to log in. Okay? Because if you log out of the app, you're not going to log in and start scrolling, because you're going to remember that you made that boundary for yourself. So log out of the apps when you're not working and just go there specifically for your time to work. Turn off all notifications on your phone. Your Instagram notifications, Facebook notifications, other than texts and calls. That's how I have it. I don't have email notifications. I don't have Instagram notifications. I don't have social media, nothing. Because my phone would literally be dinging all day long and I would never get shit done. And I still struggle just as much getting on there and scrolling. And I've like, you know what, I'm just going to start logging out. Like that's what I need to do because I need to get off there. So those are a couple tips for you to get like off watching. Stop watching other people. Stop watching stop watching my stories. Stop watching, I mean, if you're going to dedicate, maybe you want to dedicate 15 minutes or 30 minutes a week to like research, where you're going to watch maybe somebody else's stories to get ideas. Or, a couple minutes a day where you're going to research and there's one specific person that you really love their style and you think you can do it that way and they inspire you and they help you grow, by all means do that. Because I usually have one coach that I follow that's inspiring me at the moment, like a coach that's much, more advanced than me that I watch. And I watch your guys' stories because you're my coaches and, I want to see what you're doing and what's going on in your life. But it's not like, it's just to stay up to date and to see, obviously, if there's things that, I can help you with, or also if there's things that I can learn from watching your pages too. Because don't think just because you're new, you don't have the ability to do things that other people haven't done. You have your own creativity. You have your own brain. You're bringing something new to the table. All right. So what you need to do is after this call, I'm going to challenge everybody to sit down and I know it's going to be like, it's been a long call and we've been on here for almost an hour, but take 10 to 15 minutes and figure out what you can do to build belief in yourself. And write those things down. And if you want, you can share them in the team page and we can hold each other accountable. Because when I have this accountability buddy, who now I have these 3 things, my third thing is like, I need to create a free women's community where I bring women together on Facebook. And that's what she does. So that's how she creates the deeper connection with people. She converts all of her new Instagram followers over to this free Facebook group where she posts something simple every day. Like one of her posts was like, what earbuds do you use? AirPods, Skull Crut, whatever. There are all these different, and she actually bought the content to post in this group. So she didn't even come up with it herself and she has her assistant post it for her. So she has people coming into this free community, and she has like a lot of people commenting, and her challengers are all coming from that free online community that she has. And for Stephanie and Diana, I know that you guys watched that Courageously Confident, like her, you know, branding thing. She has a community called Courageously Confident, and she is making like $80,000 a month selling her programs. You know who she's selling them to? The people in those groups. So she's, you know, bringing people over to Instagram into that group, and then she's, you know, selling to those people, because that group is where she's creating the connection. So the Instagram is just, you're just networking. And that's what I was going to go in today with this power hour, but we're going to do this next week. So we're going to have a really good call again next week, and come prepared. I don't want to do a lot of talking. Okay. Next week we're going to go through this is so fucking simple, this power hour that I saw. Like, and I literally have gained, how many new followers have I gained this week on Instagram? I gained like 40 new followers this week. That comes from like dead. My account was not, I would maybe gain one, you know, like it wasn't moving. I was going backwards, forwards, backwards. And now I'm starting to gain followers and maintain followers. And this sheet is it, okay? This paper is why. And also this has given me something really simple to focus on. It's much easier than the Success Starter business activity tracker. And I'm not saying that there aren't still things that are important on that, because there are, like posting in your challenge group and things like that, and inviting and all that stuff. But this is more breaking down that social media part into a really simple power hour that you can literally do every day in probably less than an hour when you get really good at it. But definitely no more than an hour. And this sheet, I've been doing it for 3 days, just so you guys know. It's built belief in me. Because number one, I'm getting new people following me. So I'm getting new eyes on my posts. I'm having new connections. And number two, it's doable. It's something that I feel like is doable for everyone to do. Like I could pass this on to my coaches, and I could say, here's what you're going to do every day. And they could be like, okay, that's simple enough. I can take it and I can run with it. It doesn't say on here, write an Instagram post that makes somebody sign up with you. It says engaging Instagram posts. That's it. It's just making a post. It's not telling you direction. And I think just stop overthinking all your posts and overthinking all these things, and just go. Just take action and just do. Because I will tell you, the biggest thing that builds belief in me is taking action. Is taking action and not sitting around fucking scratching my head about why I'm not doing something right, or watching other people. Is taking action. You know why? Because it creates momentum. And then I'm like, wow, I've gained 40 new followers this week. That's the first time I've gained 40, and I've only done it for 3 days, just so you know. So I didn't even do it for 7 days. That wasn't a 7-day stretch. So extrapolate that out from the 3 days to 7, and I'm going to be gaining 100 new followers a week. You think that I won't be able, if I think that I can't attract one person out of 100 that wants to join my community and have a deeper connection with me, and I'm by community, I mean my free Facebook group where I'm going to, be getting them to engage. And then eventually out of those people that join, that I won't have someone who's going to want to sign up with me, then I'm really doing something, I don't know, like out of the ordinary. If I can't enroll one person from that a month or 5 a month or whatever it is. So my point is, whenever I've felt like I was lacking belief and I was living in fear, it's always been because I wasn't taking enough action. And I know Stephanie and I have talked about this too. It's like when she's having a down month, it's always because like she hasn't been doing it like enough or whatever, like hasn't been like posting or hasn't been, is engaged in her business. And this power hour thing, if you didn't watch the video, it's in the team page. I know Melissa did, I know Stephanie did, and I know Diana did. You can watch it, but it's really long. It's an hour and 15 minutes. But what I was going to do next week is I was going to literally have us do it together. So we're just going to do the power hour together. We're actually going to engage. We're going to take action. And, maybe this is something that we could even do. Like they're doing like a lot of people do team power hours together. Like the workouts that you do on Zoom, they do power hours together where they hop on. And they like actually go through the checklist, and like literally I've just been going through this checklist, and for the things that say like leave 10 compliments or 10 interactions with current followers, I literally will take my thing here, I'll take my marker, and as I'm doing it, I'll be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know for sure that I like actually did the 10, you know, and so I know when I'm done. And I was like so happy yesterday because I was like, dude, okay, I got my checklist. I was like, and of course I have to contribute to my challenge group too, but I was like, I finished it in like an hour, and I was like, dude, I have the rest of the day to do whatever the fuck I want. I was like, this is so great. And now my Instagram page is growing, you know, it's just, so I know that out of those new people, I'm going to have someone, I'm going to be bringing in some new people that are going to say yes to wanting to have a deeper relationship with me. So that's all I'm going to say. We're going to do that next week together. I think Jonna had something to say.
No, I was just reading the chats. Sorry, my hand was going around my screen, my phone.
Oh, I got you.
I was gonna say, I really love this thing. Like, it's amazing. It's super simple, and she explains how she takes the emotion out of it. So when I'm doing this, I have to take my emotion out of it, but I think it's great because I did the word, like, I have a few of us coaches are doing like a free group, and I had one girl, I've never seen her on my stories. So she had to be from me doing this a few times a week. And she sent me her email to join the free group, and I've never had a conversation with her. And it was super, I'm sure it's rare that you get someone that sends the email, and then like, I asked her questions of what she wanted to work on. And then we went through the thing, and she's like, yeah, I'm all in, let's do it. So I was like, okay. I don't know, it totally freaked me out because usually you get all the excuses, and she did none of that. She just simply, I asked her what she wanted. I said, here, she goes, well, where's the free group? I said, here's the free group, here's a link. Once I get your request, and then just let me know when you sign up for the clean week, and then I'll approve you to be in the group. And she did that within a matter of seconds. She texted me back, oh, I'm in. And so I was like, no way. So I went to share a cart, and I'm like, son of a bitch, she signed up. I was like, what the hell? I don't know. I just thought that was amazing because usually they say no or whatever. So I don't know. I thought that was great. And it's all because of me going through the thing. I'm sure it won't always be that easy, but I don't know. I was mind blown. I didn't know what to say to her because it was too easy.
And that's awesome. Thank you for that sharing. Congratulations to you and her. That's awesome. And that's exactly what it is, that our belief is not there because we're posting amazing content to the same, for me, it's 1,300 followers. I'm posting the same amazing content day after day, and I know my content's fucking good because I put thought into it. I know it's good. Like, I just know it is. Like, I feel like it is. So in that respect, I feel confident with the things that I'm posting. I don't feel like I'm posting stupid shit. You know, I feel like my posts are really good. You know, I like my posts, and I think they're good, and I think they're helpful for people, and I like the way my images look. You know, I spend time on that, and I'm like, why am I not attracting people? Because I'm still posting to the same 1,300 people every day that have already seen this shit, and they're not the ones that are ready to go right now. So what this checklist does, it's getting new eyes on my posts. And that's what's building belief in me, because I believe that out of those new eyes, there are going to be someone that it is their time and they're ready.
Yeah, and I'm getting so many more likes on my posts now too. I don't post a lot, but I'm like, I need to make a post. So every time I do this, it reminds me, make a post. So it's only been like 2 or 3 times a week, but still I like it. And then I get like a whole lot more engagement. Oh, I like your shirt, or I like this. I'm like,
and if you're doing this, you're engaging on, it's teaching you to engage on other people's posts. Trust me that other people are going to now come and start. I mean, even the amount of people, the amount of profile visits went from, like, I had like 150 profile visits on here because you get to see like your business page, and it never would change. It was always like 150, maybe 175, maybe 200. It went up to 374. So like, you can just see, just because I've been actively going on other people's Instagrams and engaging on their page and liking their stuff, more people are now visiting my profile. So more eyes are happening to come on my posts. And I just imagine that if I continue to do this, because this is only after 3 days, you know, if I continue to do this, that number is probably going to go up into the thousands and 2,000s and, you know, and more. So anyway, we're going to do this together. action is going to, taking action is the biggest belief builder, is the biggest way to break through your fear is to take action. And I don't mean taking action by sitting there scrolling on social media, looking at all these other coaches, comparing yourself to them and making yourself feel bad. So take away everything that's not serving you. Take 10 to 15 minutes right now after this call and figure out what you're going to do to build more belief in yourself. Just some actionable items that you can do right now, today, that you're going to continue to do and you're going to continue to build on, that are going to help you to build belief that you can, because we are no different than any of these top people. There's no difference. They don't have anything that we don't have. It's just we don't believe. That's it. That's the difference. All right, so I hope this call was helpful. I really appreciate everybody for sharing. Please take that time to think about and write down at some point today what you're going to do to build belief in you, because it's not only about you building belief in you, it's about you then turning around and pouring that new belief that you have into your future team. Because if you think that you're going to be able to attract the right people with your belief system being not there, you won't. Trust me, I've been there. That's what I've been doing for years, okay? So my biggest thing right now that I need to work on for myself is building belief in myself so I can turn around. It's not just for me. It's so that I can turn around and pour that into my team and my leaders. So that's what I'm committed to doing. Thanks a lot, guys. I hope this call was helpful. Thank you, everyone. Oh, we should do a little quick boomerang here since we got here. Let's do a quick thank you, everybody, for sharing and being vulnerable and being willing to, let me close down this side chat here. And thank you, Stephanie, for your leadership. All right. Oh, shit. I just went in the dark now. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, I think we had a good one on that one. All right, thanks, guys. I recorded this, so I'll be posting it, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.